Morning guys, it's still COVID, but it's time for another day in the life. You probably can't see my eyes, I'm all steamed up, but I've got a long day ahead. We've got some operating this morning with my boss, and then we've got a couple of meetings in the afternoon before being on call from 5 o'clock until 8. And then this weekend I'm going to be on call on Saturday and Sunday. So why don't you come with me for another day in the life of a neurosurgery registrar.
So I've got a bit of a commute in the morning. It takes me about an hour and 15 minutes to get in. This train is London Victoria, but in this I got the wrong train, so London Bridge, but I can get to work that way anyway. And I psych myself up for work, sometimes catch up with the on-call doctors if they've been looking after my patients and there have been issues overnight, just to prepare myself for the day ahead. Sometimes I'll just mindlessly scroll stuff or read something out of interest. I do love coming into London at this time in the morning because if the sun is out, it's absolutely beautiful, and I love cityscapes, so it's great to be able to come in and see London waking up in the morning. This is one of my favourite views when you come into London Bridge Station, and that's the Shard, and it always looks glorious when the sun's shining on it. This is my little scooter that my wife bought me for Christmas. It is a push scooter, not electric, so I have to use my legs and it helps keep me a little bit fit. And at this point, I'm going to start making my way to the tube. And of course, I'm going to get a coffee on the way. I do love my double espressos and they really help my day get off to a flying start. Throughout COVID, London's been a little bit empty, but as things are heating up, and the COVID transmissions reducing and vaccines coming up, it's getting a little bit busier and people are not wearing masks, which is really annoying as a medical professional where you've spent the past year working your butt off to keep people safe. But hey ho, what can you do? At this point, it's 2 tubes to get to where I want to go, and that is Russell Square. So that's where the National Hospital for Neurology and Neurosurgery is, and that's currently where I'm training and where I'm doing a pituitary job at the moment. Queen Square is a very old hospital and it has a lot of history around it. It does a lot of elective work in brain and spine surgery, but of course we take emergency work as well. There's a lot of lovely old stuff in this building and a lot of history attached to it, which feels really nice when you're walking through these corridors sometimes. But of course, we're going to go to the newest part, which is where the new theatres are, pick up my scrubs for the day, get changed, get ready, and then get to handover.
So I'm on level 1 theatres now, which are the urgent blue theatres, and these are the patients that haven't been self-isolating for a couple of weeks, but have been self-isolating for a few days and have negative COVID swabs. So here you have the neurosurgical office. We call this one the cave, and you'll see why. Oh, the night man. How was the pain?
Very painful.
This is the cave, has a mattress, it has a neurosurgeon, and it has a coffee machine, the most important part of this office. So gonna get changed, go consent my patient, and then see you in theatre. It's done a team brief. We're sending for our patient who's also consented to filming, so you'll probably see that video up on BrainBook soon. And what I'm gonna do now is make sure I have a coffee before I start operating. So we've just done the catheter revision for the baclofen pump, and I'm here with Hee-Suk, who's a specialist nurse for spasticity, and we're going to wait for the patient to wake up now, and then we're going to go and prime the catheter with the baclofen drug, but we have to wait for the patient to wake up first. So while we're doing that, I'm just going to go and write the op note, and while we wait for the patient to wake up.
Cool.
Here in the cave about to do my opno, and I'm with the queen of the cave, Miss Teasy, who's a complex spine surgeon, and she's always complaining about scans not being done. That's her corner. We don't dare go near her corner. It's next to the coffee machine in the window. So I'm just going to quietly do some work and hope that she doesn't hurt me. So about to go into a second case, which is going to be a craniotomy, or removing a piece of bone to take out a brain tumour. It will last a few hours, and then hopefully I will have a family meeting after that with my boss, and then we're going to head into the on-call. So I'll see you after this.
This is a Medtronic stealth station, and this is what we call neuronavigation. We can plug in a scan of the patient's brain, and we can use it to reference during an operation, and it shows us live where we're operating. Neurosurgical operating theatre is super technical, and it's full of lots of really expensive equipment that we use every day.
So finished the brain tumour operation about 3:30. We used something called an exoscope. So usually we use a high magnification microscope to look deep inside the brain at tiny structures like blood vessels and nerves and so on. We've got a new bit of kit here called an exoscope. It's the Olympus Orbi. It's very nice, very pretty. Very nice images, and it's in 3D, so it is a different way of working, so it takes a bit of getting used to. The operation went smoothly, went very well, and I've just gone to see the patient in recovery to make sure that they can move their arms and legs, speak properly, understand what I'm saying, and so on. So gonna call the patient's family because it's COVID and patients' families are not allowed into the hospital to see their relatives. A lot of anxiety around that, so it's really important to give them a call and make sure that they know that everything went well and they're not anxious. Going to be taking the on-call phone at 5 o'clock. It's Friday evening, which is classically very busy. Everyone's rushing to get referrals in before the weekend, so I'm sure there's going to be plenty to do, and I think there's some emergency operating that's going to go on as well. So just going to give the patient's family a call and then go and take the on-call phone.
So once you take handover at 5 p.m, you get the on-call phone as well. Log into Refer a Patient, which is an online referral system that all of our satellite hospitals can use to make referrals to us. It's a really good way of documenting a patient's examination, neurological findings, what the general question is. A lot of your on-call you'll spend in front of a computer reading and answering referrals and looking at scans. There's a lot of typing and reading involved, and obviously doctors will pick up the phone and call you if they're really worried about a patient. This phone goes off all the time, and the volume of referrals is very high across all neurosurgical units in London. So it's really a case of being as organised as possible and trying to get through it.
So it's 7:30. We're coming towards the end of the on-call. I've had loads of referrals, and some of them are quite complicated. But the beauty of being the neurosurgeon on call is that you're never alone, because as you can see, I've got this guy from the first day in the life video, Mr. Arava, who's on call with me. I have got the hydrocephalus fellow, Mr. El Baradi, who is emeritus professor of hydrocephalogy. So anyway, I will catch you guys at the end of the on-call and update you. But so far, I've got with me who are helping me and keeping the weight off of my shoulders. See you soon. Just finished handover. It's about 8:30 and we're gonna get on the tube and go home. Had a pretty busy day, loads of referrals, bit of operating. And I'm gonna head into the weekend now, so I'll do a separate vlog for the weekend. But that was a day in the life of neurosurgery Reg in a different hospital with a different kind of on-call and work pattern. Lots of similarities, lots of differences. It's busy anywhere you go. I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment on anything that you want me to cover in the future. I'm more than happy to do more of these. Take it easy, guys.